What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. So, of course, we're all aware of the saga going on right now with the Los Angeles Lakers. The organization is trying desperately to trade Russell Westbrook. Initially, Russell Westbrook, despite all of the turmoil surrounding him last year, was willing to come back and be heavily invested into the next season. But Russ has now had a change of heart, apparently. Recently fired his agent, an agent who I think was convinced that Russ should try to stay. I think Russ now wants out of LA. A lot of fans, all of a sudden, feel like Russ is the problem. That you get that from shows like ESPN First Take to a certain extent, to a large extent, shows like ESPN Undisputed. But an OKC Thunder beat writer made an interesting point, which is a point that I have made at times during last season for Russ. He says, and the man's name is Brandon Rabar, all right, or Brandon Rabar. I think it's Brandon Rabar. So I'll put a link to this article in the pinned comment below. He says, imagine being the only employee showing up at your job every day, putting in 100% effort to try to carry an inexperienced staff, missing its top two employees, leading your company in every data point, and then taking 100% of the blame when your company comes in under projections. Now, let me say this. I understand that Russ, like other players on that team, really wasn't playing defense. I understand he had a horrible season, on the face of it, on the surface of it. Especially the first 2 months, I'd say, of the season, he was playing horrible basketball. I'm not going to dispute that. But he does have a point about the fact that Russ was, at one point until the last 3 games of the season, when basically all the starters sat, Russ was leading the team and was amongst the leaders in the NBA in games played, and he was leading the NBA up until maybe the last couple of games in minutes per game. So you can't question the effort as far as being out there on the court and trying to contribute. You can question his actions on the court, his effectiveness on the court, but the fact remains is that he showed up almost every day. And the games that he did miss were more or less suggested by management or the coach rather than his own volition. Not to mention the fact that because of the fact of his perception of his poor play, especially in crunch time, there were many games where he didn't even play the full quarter. There were many games where Russ didn't even know what the lineup was going to be because LeBron would be out for 2-3 weeks, AD be out for 5 weeks, even though he's supposed to only been out for 2 to 3 weeks. So Russ's role changed constantly, but yet people always want to put the blame on Russell Westbrook. So I understand completely what this guy's talking about. Russ isn't faultless. Russ continues to be a terrible shooter, and there have been other players in the history of the league who started off as bad shooters and got worse. Russ waited too long to work on his game. And for that, that's his fucking fault. He fucked up doing that. And he should be condemned and criticized for his poor shooting. However, I can't put all of what happened last year on Russell Westbrook. I can't. It was a team lack of effort that beat the Lakers, not just one goddamn player. And even as poorly as he played, he still averaged 18 points, 7 rebounds, and 7 assists. What did Ben Simmons average last year? Oh, I forgot. He didn't fucking play. So, tell me what you guys think.